All right, everybody, welcome back to the Primetime show. We are here on Sunday morning, almost Sunday morning, Saturday night, getting ready for tomorrow's big games.
Yes.
First, we're going to start off from some news.
Yes, sir.
With some news from this past week. Firstly, the biggest story in all of sport, probably in all of sports right now.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown getting
Besides
signed.
Khabib.
Besides Khabib.
Khabib
But this is a football show. We don't talk about the UFC.
But you said all of sports.
True, but listen, that just happened
That's
today.
the only reason.
In football, Antonio Brown just got signed.
Antonio.
to
Well,
the
no, he hasn't.
Buccaneers.
They haven't finalized it yet.
They're signing him.
They
The
were
Buccaneers are signing
figuring out a contract. Yeah.
So
Which is fucking huge. Imagine that lineup: Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and fucking Mike Evans. You have it.
Gronk, who's looking good now again.
Yeah. Well, 1 week. He had one good week.
Hey,
I
Don't doubt it.
personally am all in favor of this. I think it's better than him going to the Packers because seeing the last couple teams that he's been on, every single time it's been a disaster, and hopefully it's the same this time because the Bucs just destroyed us.
Oh,
I want to see them lose.
but Tom Brady
he's
a leader.
No, but him and Tom Brady worked when he was in New England.
Yeah, until
the
something
one game
happened
he
on
was
the
there.
inside, and then he got.
Oh no, that was Bill Belichick.
No.
No, Bill Belichick didn't like his the fact that he had his story come out about like an accusation about sexual assault.
Yeah,
It was nothing with the organization.
Yeah, I think he
No.
had some sexual assault allegations come
Right.
out.
but
I think it was more of that than anything.
every single
Yeah, no,
time
it
it's
was-
been something that happens where he gets kicked out of the organization that he's in. So
No, that time it was purely they had to do it. They couldn't keep him. The league, I think the league banned him, didn't they? Or was he just no one wanted to sign him because of the sexual assault?
I
I don't know. Either way, him and Tom Brady worked very well in the one game that he was there.
They do. It is
I think-
it is scary that a cornerback 3 is going to have to line up against Antonio Brown or
Mhm.
Chris Godwin or Mike Evans.
No, I think they're going to go against Godwin. I think they'll, or at least not the first week, but the second week that he's there. If he proves that he's not like shit, if he proves that he's still half decent, I
Which-
feel the cornerback 2 will line up against him.
He very much could be just washed because think about it, like Colin Kaepernick used to be. I mean, he had his
But-
times, but he used to be pretty good in the league,
Well,
and now he's old.
He made
out of
a
the
Super
league.
Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, Colin
the thing-
Kaepernick made a Super
But the thing with the Colin Kaepernick, he hasn't been in the league for what, 4 years?
Yeah. Well,
Antonio
Antonio Brown
Brown-
hasn't been in the league for a year, so I mean,
For just a
No.
year, and he's
But
still
still.
working.
but look how old he is.
Hey,
He's 32
look,
years old.
no. Look at Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was kicked out for an entire year. And then look at him. He's now the
But
starting
you gotta
running
look
back.
at their age. Wide receivers tend to tip off the edge at around 29, 30, and he's already 32.
Well, look at Josh Gordon though. When he went to the Seahawks, he wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad, but he wasn't a wide receiver, one caliber receiver. So it's still Tyler
I
Lockett.
think he was.
Like he wasn't the
He was-
Josh Gordon that led the league in receiving yards back when he was with
Still
the
very
Browns.
good.
But he was still
He also
decent.
had a better quarterback. That was
That
He's
doesn't
still
mean
decent
anything.
though.
yeah.
And
No, there's. I'm saying he could very well be good, but I think, me personally, I just think he's going to lean towards the older receiver.
I think
you know.
he'll do just as good as. I don't think he'll do as good as he was in, obviously in Pittsburgh, but I think he'll do as good as when he was with Tom Brady.
I think he'll be
Perfect.
fine. I think they're gonna find a role for him, and he's just gonna exceed at it.
They very
Yeah,
well could.
Yeah, like who is it? Hopkins is 28, so he's going towards that
Devontae's getting older.
8. Julio's 31.
Yeah, Julio's getting older.
And he still had a monster game against a beat up Viking secondary.
Julio's still good, but at this point, you're questioning on the Falcons' receiving core who is actually the better wide receiver. I mean, Calvin Ridley is going off.
I think Julio is definitely the best receiver on their team, without a doubt.
Julio's
But
the
who's-
best receiver in the
who's-
league, in my opinion.
But who gives you more production?
Who's more Julio. Who's the more valuable asset?
You
the
think
long
Julio
run?
gives you more production this year?
Well, he was hurt a couple games. You got to remember that.
Okay, but
The games that he's been in, he's done better.
so Julio's been hurt and he's been out, is what you're saying, right? Yeah, Kelsey Ridley's still putting up 100 yards a game, besides when he played against Jair.
And Ridley was injured as well.
But he still was putting up 100 yards a game while Julio was out.
Most of the time when Julio was out, Ridley was also out.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They were out together.
I think Ridley has a case to be.
I think it's for the fact that Julio draws the double team, so Ridley can get the cornerback 3 on him.
That is very true.
What about the Packer game? Jair locked him up. He's our cornerback 1. Julio was out there.
Yeah, Julio was out.
Julio was out there. He was playing.
Hey, he wasn't out there that much. He was limited
for the
snaps for that
whole
game.
First half. I think
he was limited snaps.
He was there for the first half. Still though.
They ran the one play where he caught it on the sidelines. Then they took him out right after that.
But he had a couple plays in there, and I don't think Jair was on him.
Well, no, it's because he's I don't think they were going to target him that game. I think they were testing to see. Ridley doesn't. I don't think Ridley has the ability to be a wide receiver 1.
Really?
I think he
I feel like he can be too.
I think he can be, but I don't think he will. I don't think he'll ever be.
He could be a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
But if you put anyone on the right team, he could be a wide receiver 1.
Okay, think about this. When Julio was hurt, Ridley pretty much became the wide receiver 1. You see his
Yeah, but I don't think he was drawing a double team, was he?
If Julio was off the field and he was on, he definitely drew double team.
Yes, for 100%. Sure.
Hey, I don't know. I don't watch the Falcons. Falcons are dog shit.
I know. That's why I'm trying to argue with you on this, because I know you don't watch those games.
All right, let's take a preview at this week's games and go over our pick'ems.
Oh, hold on. Before we do that, is there anything else? I feel like something else. Oh, let's talk about the Packers real quick. So.
Caleb's rants.
No, I don't have any rants. I just want to talk about. Oh, wait, no. We're doing that at the end of the podcast. We'll talk about Packers. Looking at the after our picks, we'll talk about the Packers looking at week 7. That'll be the end of our pick'ems. So, moving into our pick'ems.
Okay, I'll pull up
the first game, the Giants versus the Eagles.
Giants versus Eagles.
Yeah, let's go over Thursday night.
We all predicted those.
Let's go over Thursday night.
We all predicted those.
I was more confident in the Eagles than anyone else. I'd like to put that up there.
What place did you rank them at?
11.
Connor put the Eagles at 11 points.
That's bold.
Good for him.
Yeah,
it was a close game too. It really could have went either way. It just depends.
I know there's no excuse for the Giants to lose that game.
No,
there's no excuse.
Won. Speaking
they should have won that game.
No, I feel the Giants easily take that. No, the Giants easily take that if Danny Dimes doesn't trip. But you have to give him the fact that he ran 7 after that. You got to think the confidence boost. If you're a quarterback that isn't known as a runner, after the week before that having 74 yards, then running a 86-yard touchdown.
He didn't run the touchdown.
No,
I'm saying if he would have ran that in, you got to think of the confidence boost. You definitely know he was hitting on himself for the rest of the game because of that. There's no way that he wasn't upset.
Okay, but
the rest of that game,
you're up by 11. And all you have to do is just complete this pass to Evan Ingram, and he drops the ball.
Which, to be
fair, I think they're up by
Evan Ingram.
I think they're up by 3.
Oh yeah, at the time they were up by 3. Yeah, my bad. But
still, they would have gone up by 11 if he catches that and scores.
Well,
no, he wouldn't have scored, but the game would have been over because they would have just chewed out the clock at that point.
Right.
They could have just ran it down to 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Giants should have won that game. That was a perfect pass.
So
Evan Ingram just bad.
No, I feel if he runs that in, the game's over from there. So I feel the entire confidence boost in them goes completely to that. But it is he did have the farthest quarterback run. Because I think RG3 was a rookie. Yeah, I think since RG3 was a rookie. He had like a 90-yard touchdown run.
I didn't see that stat, but I know he had the fastest this
season.
No,
it was the longest quarterback run that wasn't a touchdown since like 1970 or something.
I believe it.
All right, so the Eagles take first place of the NFC East now. So let's move on to the next game.
That doesn't mean shit though, because
they're all within 1.5 games.
You know your division shit when the Jets still have a chance to make the playoffs if they're in that division.
You mean the Giants?
Yeah. The Jets.
The Jets are not in that
No,
division.
if the Jets were in that division, they'd be...
Oh.
I said if. If the Jets were in that division, they'd be 2 games behind.
Yeah.
All right.
Next game?
Okay, so let's start with...
1 o'clock game Sunday, tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon.
Panthers versus the Seahawks. Versus the Saints.
Ooh, okay.
Blake, I want to hear your thoughts, because I know you are a very big Saints fan.
Blake
or not a very big, but you like the Saints.
I just on them.
As you tell from last.
I have the Saints winning the game, 11 points. I think with Michael Thomas back, there's no excuse for the offense.
No, he's out.
But he said he's out.
Ooh.
Might have to change
hamstring
that now.
injury.
Hamstring injury is out this week.
Ooh, I might have to.
A hamstring injury. I'm glad in fantasy I took the biggest dub because I already made the trade with Rudy. It already went through. Then I get the news Michael Thomas will not be playing against the Panthers. You already know I am happy.
Well, I still like the Saints. I haven't beaten the Panthers at 6 points.
I have the Panthers beating the Saints at 6 points. I think the underdogs are going to come through. I think at this point they are the underdogs. I think the Panthers defense showing up, even though it was the Bears offense, which is pretty bad, they still showed up fairly well through most of that. I think they can hold Alvin Kamara back enough. And I think with Robbie Anderson and for some reason I'm blanking on the rest of their wide receivers' names, and Mike Davis at DJ Moore, Curtis, again, blanking on their names, but geez, I think if their offense can get it done, I think their defense will do enough, and I'm picking them as the underdogs for 6 points.
Yeah, I have the Panthers winning at 3 points.
So not as confident as us about that.
I'm not as confident. I think the game could go either way.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm putting them. Should it be a blowout this week? The Jets versus Bills.
Jets versus Bills.
14 points.
Yeah, I have them at 13.
14 points for the Bills.
Bills
13 points. Bills win.
The only thing that gives me it is the Jets, and I'm never gonna bet for them this season. The only thing that gives me a slight bit of concern,
it's a divisional game.
It's a divisional game, but I still have them super highly rated. If they do win, I'd be surprised, but not as surprised as other games.
It'd be a very bad look for the Bills losing 3 straight.
The Bills have lost 2 straight already as well, but that I think adds to the.
But they played 2 good teams.
Yeah, I think the Bills take this one easy.
Yeah.
Bills win 13 points.
That's an easy.
Okay, the Bengals versus the Browns, another divisional game.
I've got the Browns at 9. I think the Bengals just aren't there yet, and the Browns. I don't remember their last game, but I think they lost, right? Against.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked by the Steelers.
Yeah, they're going to be on the revenge. I think they're so inconsistent that it could flip either way. But even if they had a bad game, I think they'd still beat the Bengals. So I have them at 9 points.
I have the Browns at 9 points as well. I just think they'll bounce back. They're going to figure out some stuff offensively, get the run game going against a bad Bengals defense.
I have them at 2 points, the Browns winning, because they didn't look good. They didn't look good the last time they played the Bengals. I don't think they'll be. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll. Because last time they won by 3 or something like that.
Yeah, it was 35-31.
It wasn't a very good showing by them. Okay, we have probably America's game of the week. Cowboys versus the Washington football team.
That's gonna be a fun game that I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah.
Nope.
I've got Cowboys at 12. If they screw this up,
Cowboys
I will never
at 12. I have the Cowboys at 8. I just feel like they can get it done.
Okay, so we're going completely different. I have the football team at 6.
Wow.
Fair.
I think their defense will be able to stop the inconsistent Cowboys. Cowboys last week looked like a shit show. I think they need Dak to win.
That's a fair point.
On the other side of the spectrum, I think they need this game if Mike McCarthy even wants if he wants to stay. If they lose to the football team, Mike McCarthy, he's going to be in trouble. I think they're kind of pushed against the wall right now.
I think they'll give McCarthy another year after this year because how weird this year has been and how different it has to be because he didn't get a preseason.
If they're losing to the football team and teams like this, and if they just get on a streak of losing, I think he has a chance of getting out this year. So they need to actually.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And especially in that division, it's so winnable. They actually, they need to win this division. So
if the football team wins this game, they are second division.
They're what?
But they tiebreaker against the Eagles. They have the tiebreaker against the Eagles for the win. Like, if they tie in the end, the football team will win the division.
But don't the Eagles have a tie, so that would require the football team to tie a game.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if they have the same record. But yeah, it's very unlikely. Okay, the next game, it's the Packers. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Packers.
The Falcons versus the Lions.
Ooh.
All right. Anyone want to start?
I have the Falcons winning at 1 point.
Jeez.
That's very unconfident.
Yeah.
I have the Atlanta Falcons winning at 3 points. Also very unconfident.
Caleb, any higher? The reason I think the Falcons will win, but I can see it going either way. They're two very not inconsistent. The Falcons are inconsistent, I guess.
The
Lions aren't very good.
Yeah, the reason why I'm so unconfident about this game is for the fact that Atlanta's defense is very suspect, and Detroit's offense is okay. They're not the greatest, but they can definitely score some points.
They have two very good weapons on their offense in Galladay and DeAndre Swift.
And also Matthew Stafford's looking all right.
Well, no, I'm saying they're weapons. I don't consider the quarterback a weapon. Unless you're talking Lamar. He's a dual threat. But I don't know. I could see them winning. I could see the Lions winning, but
yeah,
I just think
can easily see the Lions winning.
Two bad teams playing each other. This game really doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, the Lions would be leading the NFC East if they were on it. Not anymore, but beginning of this week.
I've got the Atlanta Falcons winning at 8 points. I think the Lions are incompetent. They also just came off a win, so Matt Patricia, it's not like a must-win game right here, so I don't think he's going to come out swinging as hard as he would if they just lost last game.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just think the Falcons are going to get it done. The defense is shady, but yeah, let's see what happens. I'm confident. I think the Lions will lose.
Okay, now we have the best game of the week. The two undefeated teams going at each other in the Steelers and the Titans. This game should be fun to watch.
This is going to be a great game to watch.
So,
I'll start.
You're going to start? Or go.
All right, I was just going to say, I have the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, I feel like it's an unmovable force versus, what's the other thing called? Unbreakable object or whatever.
Sure.
And I just feel like the Titans are going to win. I know the Steelers' rush defense is the best in the league, but... And the fact that Ryan Tannehill has been balling, I think they can get it done.
How many points do you have, Matt?
How many points do you have, Matt?
1 point.
Ooh. I'll just go right next. I'll just go next because I also have him at 1. I know Connor doesn't because he had a different team at 1.
I have him at 4.
I don't like the
just
Steelers.
switched them.
I know they beat up on the Browns. That was a divisional game. I just am not confident yet. I think the Titans have beat up on enough good teams to show that they are legit. And I think Derrick Henry, he's still going to ball out enough against the Steelers team. And if he doesn't, I think that'll be the downfall. I think Derrick Henry is really a swing in the right way of them winning, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like the biggest swing, if anything. So,
yeah.
I'm still not
Derrick
confident.
Henry plays bad, they lose.
It very well could go to the Steelers.
It very well could.
And that defense is nuts, so I just got the Titans winning.
Okay, by the way, my picks, because I just switched the Steelers and Titans because I didn't realize. Now my Washington football team is at 7.
Okay.
Okay, next game.
If you have one in the game,
Buccaneers.
Go over the Steelers and Titans.
I said the Titans.
Okay.
Oh, I said
Fair.
Titans already. Bucks versus the Raiders.
Ooh.
Buccaneers.
I'm gonna
versus
go
Raiders.
last.
Okay, I'll start then. I have them at 5 points. I feel like I have the Buccaneers at 5. That is.
Oh,
They obviously showed out against us. They very well could do the same against the Raiders, but this is kind of one of those games where they're coming off super hot. They could get. I mean, the Raiders have beaten. I mean, they just came off beating the Chiefs, so that's why I'm not too confident about it. They have a very bad defense, but a very good offense, it looks like. Their running game, their wide receiver core, their quarterback showing out right now. Not a great O-line, but I mean, everything is looking towards the Bucs. That's why I have them at 5, but something could happen where the Raiders just come through on one of these sneaky little wins that they've been getting this season.
Yeah, honestly, I have the Bucks at 10, but I can easily see the Raiders winning. Josh Jacobs has been a powerhouse this year, but it's going to be interesting to see how they do against a Buccaneers defense, which is pretty good. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Have the Raiders at 10 points.
Ooh.
I think it will be a shootout, and I do not think
Holy
Tom Brady. I do not think Tom Brady will win in a shootout against Derek Carr this season. He'd have the better weapons, but I don't think he will win that shootout.
Hey, I'm all in
I
favor
think
of the
he
Raiders
doesn't
winning.
have. I don't think he has the ability to win a shootout.
Fair. But you think it's going to be a shootout with that Bucs defense?
That's just my.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that is the only way that game ends is in a shootout.
And
A
not
shootout or a blowout. And I can see the blowout being either way. I do not think it will be a close game. It will just be deep threat after deep threat with Henry Ruggs. I think that Henry Ruggs will have 150 yards.
That is the way that they
Against
beat
that
the
Bucs
Chiefs
defense.
pretty much is just throwing
That
it
is. But that Chiefs defense
that's
is
why
a little bit sus. It's not as good as the Buccaneers defense.
No.
well, not at all, but I feel they will. I feel we'll be very confident after blowing our asses out and now finalizing a deal with that they will get 2 in over their head.
All right. What's up next?
Okay, Chiefs versus the Broncos.
What time is this? Is this still a 1 p.m. or a 4:30?
It's a 4. No. That last game was also 4 p.m.
Okay.
3 p.m. for us.
So Chiefs
So-
Broncos. Okay.
I have the Chiefs at 12 points. I feel like they bounce back. They come with a vengeance. Broncos team beat the Patriots by kicking 6 field goals, and that's not going to get it done against Patrick Mahomes. So
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just have half those points. I have them at 6 because I can see. I don't know. I can see it going the other way. Just goes.
Drew Lock's
Shit
back.
happens. Shit happens. They did beat a very, in my eyes, shit Patriots offense. Patriots offense is terrible. They have no weapons, no deep threat, very okay running game. That's it. And their best receiver is their running back, James White.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't see the Broncos winning, but the only reason they won last week is they played a shit team.
Yeah. I've got the Chiefs winning at 10. The Broncos very well could win this game. They have one of the top defenses in the league. They also have an offense that can pop off at times. I mean, they don't have Cortland Sutton, but I think Melvin Ingram is back. They also have Phillip Lindsay back. They also have Drew Lock back. So if they're wide receivers, and I mean, I don't know if Noah Fant's back, but if he's back, that'd definitely help them. It's could be winnable for the Broncos, but it's a very low chance, I think, that it is. So I'm just gonna throw it to the Chiefs, who just came off a bad loss in division. So
Well, no, they came off winning. They just came off a win.
they just played the Raiders.
Bills last week.
Oh no, that's I'm thinking the week before.
No, they just
My
played
bad.
the Bills.
My bad, dude. I'm so
No, it's 2
off
weeks
in
ago.
my weeks of football. I don't know what happened.
Okay. A very shit game next. The Chargers, Jags. I have the Chargers winning at 12 points.
Fair.
I have the Chargers winning at 11 points. I feel like Justin Herbert's finally going to get his W. He's been looking great against these hard teams that he's faced, the Chiefs, the Saints. And I feel like he finally gets his W against a beat-up Jaguars team.
I coincidentally also have the Chargers at 11 points. Jaguars.
I can see why you guys are
season.
so close.
Yeah,
I mean, in the pick 'em.
we had a lot of picks.
There's not much to that game.
Yeah.
49ers versus Patriots.
That is a...
Have the 49ers at 8 points.
That's
Ooh,
confident.
I think the 49ers defense will eat up that Patriots offense. That Patriots offense, like I already said, sucks ass. And that defense is still good, but the Niners defense is still good enough to absolutely eat.
Blake?
I have the Niners winning at 4 points.
Okay.
Not confident. I can see it going either way. If Cam and the Patriots get their act together, they can beat any team.
No,
But
I don't.
I'm not seeing that right now, so...
They don't have the weapons.
And it's very hard to bet against Bill Belichick.
Agreed. I think the Patriots are going to win. I have them at 3 points. Again, not confident at all. It very well could go to the Niners. But Cam Newton is that guy. I mean, Bill Belichick is that guy who's not going to come off a loss and go, okay, well, we're going to lose again. No, he's going to go, all right, we're going to do everything we can to beat this Niners. They're going to beat up on that Niners defense, who are already beat up enough with injuries. And I think the Patriots defense is good enough to handle that offense. Keep them to maybe a few touchdowns. So I think Cam's going to get rolling for sure. I think he very well has the opportunity to score on the run multiple times. And yeah, I think they're going to do enough to get it done. But again, I'm not confident. It's going to be a close game.
Seahawks versus the Cardinals.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, very hard. I think we all can agree that we were rooting for the Cardinals very hard, but I am definitely picking the Seahawks over the Cardinals.
Yeah, right now it is hard to bet against Russell Wilson. Seahawks at 7.
Yep, Seahawks at 7 for me too.
Cardinals at 9.
Ooh, confident.
Wow.
I think
I
Kenyon
respect
Drake
it.
has another game like he did against the Cowboys,
I hope
because
so. He's
just
on
like
my
the
fantasy.
Cowboys, the Seahawks have a very terrible front seven.
That is very true.
Yeah,
They have one of the worst front sevens in the league, so I think Kyler Murray will have a field day, and I think Kenyon Drake gets back to his old ways.
Hey,
But I feel
So
like
you-
if it's a shootout,
I
I feel
will
like
take the
Russell
upset.
takes it. I just
I
feel
don't
like
think
if
it'll
it's a
be a shootout.
shootout,
I don't think it'll
Russell
be a
takes
shootout.
it. Oh.
I can actually see the Cardinals blowing them out.
Cardinals have a
This
solid
game,
defense.
'cause-
They don't have a horrible defense.
Yeah.
They have a solid defense, and they have, in my eyes, a better offense.
Although
They have better weapons.
they just lost who did they lose on? It was a linebacker. It wasn't Chandler Jones, but I think they lost someone on defense. It was a big piece.
I don't know.
It was someone.
I think I could see it being a blowout, like 38-21.
Hey, I'm all in favor of that. Trust me. I just can't bet against Seahawks right now.
Yeah, I can't.
That is fair.
That is-
And then the defensive matchup of the week, in my eyes, the
Oh, yeah, for
Rams
sure.
versus the Bears on Monday Night Football.
Ooh, gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game, actually. Yeah, I have the Rams at 4. We need the Rams to win this game. As Packers fans, we do need them to win. And it's fun to root against the Bears, but I think the Bears could bring it. That's why I have them low. So let's go Rams.
I also have the Rams at 5.
Nice.
I'm confident on this.
That's where I have them.
I'm unconfident because I can see it going either way. But if it's just gonna be a defensive stand, which I think, there's no way a Bears offense is gonna be able to put up enough
Let's
points.
score.
The Rams have a way better offense than
True.
Bears, so
But the Bears have the better defense.
That's also
in my
true.
eyes.
Right.
They
it's
do.
gonna be a very even game, I think.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Next.
Now we talk about our favorite game.
the Packers versus the
Green Bay.
Houston Texans. Bringing it to Houston.
Houston Texans.
After we just got our cheeks collapsed.
Oh, is it at Houston? I thought it was.
It's in Houston. They flew out today.
It isn't in Houston?
They flew out today, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said previously in previous episodes, I'm never going to not put the Packers at the top seed because I think we have that team that's going to go 13-3 or 14-2. So if I have to take an L on 1 or 2 games, that's fine. I see us winning this game 100%. There's no way Aaron Rodgers comes off that loss and he's going to lose again. Same thing with Bill Belichick before when I was talking about the Patriots. I just can't see him not bringing it. I think our offense is going to light him up. I think our defense, even though Mike Pettin's still here, I think they're going to be fired up too after just getting 38 points dropped on them like that. Or 31 if you don't count Rodgers and their pick 6. But
and this game, we don't have to worry about 24. The Texans' run game because they're not getting it done with the run right now.
No, so. I could see Deshaun Watson having a field day because I don't think we have a good enough linebacker to spy on it keep a spy on him.
I'm also like 95% sure that Kevin King isn't playing tomorrow, so we're gonna have Shannon Sullivan and Josh Jackson and Will Redmond and all those people back there trying to cover Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, and Brandon Cooks.
I think Will Fuller obviously will have Jair on him.
Yeah, he should be locked up to minimal yards.
80% of the snaps.
Yeah.
80% of the snaps, Will Fuller should not touch the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see Packers at 14 points.
Let's go.
I have them at 13.
I cannot see them losing this game. Very confident on this.
There's the very little bit of me that sees Deshaun Watson pulling this out of his ass.
Yeah.
That's
they
true.
Also just got rid of their head coach. They have a new head coach, which is probably better than Bill O'Brien, but he's a new guy.
But you got to look at last week. They should have won that game. They should have beaten the Titans.
Yeah. They should have just won for the field goal, the extra point. I don't know what they were thinking.
They also let him get a fucking 90-yard run.
Right.
Well, that's because their defense.
But it's also for the fact that Derrick Henry is 6'4", 230, and he's like 234.
I thought he was 245.
Now him and Trump are the exact same figures.
Odd person to compare him to, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I saw it on a bunch of sports things. They're the same height and the same weight.
That's true.
Or just around the same weight. But then you got to realize you have a 6'4" running back that is as strong as the linemen and is as fast as the DBs.
He's just a freak of nature. That's all I gotta say about Derrick Henry.
He is a created player.
Very true. He is one of those once in a lifetime freaks that you see, and you just go, "Wow."
Yeah. So there is the very little bit of me that sees them winning the Texans, but it's like a 5% chance in my eyes.
Derrick Henry has 3 200-yard rushing since 2018 compared to the rest of the league, who has 3 combined.
Yeah, he is a demon.
He is peak Florida man right there. That is peak right there.
Yeah. I also think that we have the kind of running back core that can do the same thing as Derrick Henry, but just spread it around a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at all who is coming for who's going to be there for a running game. I know for sure Jamal is.
Oh yeah, Jones is
questionable.
Playing. Jones is out.
I don't know. He's questionable. And here's the thing that I have kind of a little theory about this. The Packers today on Instagram posted pictures of who's going to who's on the plane. Who's taking off. They didn't show Jones, but that could be a strategy to just surprise Houston and be like, okay, we'll not show any pictures of him coming, but there's a chance that he does.
I don't see this game being a low-scoring game. I see it being a shootout purely for the fact that we let up so many points last week, and then we also the Texans have the 31st worst passing defense in the league.
They also have a terrible run defense.
And it's the 28th worst run defense.
Yeah.
I don't see us really losing it.
No.
I see Rodgers having a field day with Adams,
Yeah.
which I'm good because Adams is on my fantasy team.
Yeah, hopefully Adams performs well this week. And I don't know what was the deal with them last week, but Jesus, Rodgers just...
Well, he was getting locked up.
They were getting locked up. They're throwing a lot of predictable passes, like, even after the game.
But Rodgers, like we said last week, bye weeks we don't like for the Packers.
So last week, the cornerback that was locking up Devontae, he even came out and said, well, I study the tapes and you guys throw that all the time, so I kind of knew it was coming, and so all he had to do was get in front of it, and that's exactly what he did. So that's why that 1 pick six happened, and I just hope we can have a better connection than what we did last week with the two.
I think with this game we have to establish the run, and the pass will come. Like, I know Aaron Rodgers can make any throw seem easy and effort, but I feel like when we win, our run game's just dominant.
Can we talk about the fact that the Patriots, for the first time, I think, in about 12 years, are third in their division right now?
Real quick, before we get on to that, I just want to finish up this Packers thing because we're going to have a little segment at the end of the pod, but we'll get it all out now about the Packers. So we'll talk about inactives real quick. And who there's a few people that got brought up today.
Is Bakhtiari going to be back?
Bakhtiari's out, which sucks because we're going to have I think Rick Wagner at left tackle, which he's not. I mean, he's played. Rodgers said that he's practiced at both, which is good, but it's not his natural position, which is right tackle. So Bakhtiari's out, which is a big, it's a big
that sucks.
Big downside for us. Also, running back Dexter Williams got brought off the practice squad, and he's on the active roster right now, which he had...
he's the fourth string.
He's our fourth string running back.
Is he going to get played over A.J. Dillon?
I don't think he'll get played over fucking Irvin.
I don't know if Irvin's in either. I don't really know about that. I didn't see the whole active roster.
Didn't Irvin play as a receiver?
He was
against...
When Lazard and Adams out, he was lining up as receiver while we had Jones in the backfield.
Irving's practiced at receiver too. He's one of those players that can really go anywhere on the field, and that's what
Ty Montgomery
LaFleur has said about Irvin, is that he can play receiver, he can play running back. He's obviously our kick and punt returner, and I don't really remember a lot of the punts that happened last game. I was kind of angry the entire time, but it didn't look as good as when Swerving was there. So hopefully when he's back,
we barely got a punt.
Right, because most of the time
we got
scored.
1 punt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Swerving's back, that's gonna be great. If Aaron Jones is there, which I hope he is, that's gonna be great, and then we can just spread the ball. But I think if he is there, he's gonna get not minimal, but a low amount of snaps. And that's why
I think Jamal Williams will get. I think Jamal Williams get about 15 snaps. If Jones is there, he'll probably also get 15.
Yeah, I think he gets. That sounds 15 to 20. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think A.J. Dillon will be. This will be the game that he can show if he should have been picked in the second round.
I feel like he's going to get probably a maximum of 10 touches, so he's not getting more than 10. I feel like
he's not. Especially after.
No, I just feel like he will be the. If Jones isn't there, he will be the person we try to, get a big play out of.
Mm-hmm. I think we could too. I mean, Legatron.
A.J. Dillon's just a powerhouse, so.
Yeah.
No, but
so is Jamal Williams, though. So.
Jamal Williams had our longest run last week.
Yeah.
20 yards.
He has got into shape though. He's not as big as he was last year.
He's not our third and one backer that's going to go out there and pound it in for a yard. He's more of the Jones type where he can catch the ball, he can run faster. He's more of a dynamic player now, and I think A.J. Dillon could very well be our third and one kind of,
just power back. Mm-hmm.
For this game, at least.
This game, and I think in the future, I think they try him out at least this game. There's no way, realistically, that anyone is stopping those thighs. I mean, come on. A yard, and you're telling me he's getting stopped by maybe against, a good a good nose, like
Levante David, maybe, if he fills the goal.
But not anyone on the Texans. No way.
It's the Texans. Well, no, you got to realize they have J.J. Watt still. J.J. Watt is still very good.
If we're going up the middle, then we really don't have to worry about J.J. Watt.
Right. So I
Well,
think
no, Jamal will be the one that has to worry about JJ Watt.
also, like, don't get me wrong, I like JJ Watt. He's a Wisconsin boy.
He's still
But
very good.
He's good, but he's not like defensive. He's not like defensive player of the year good anymore.
He just had too many injuries. He's still a great player, though. I would love to have him on the Packers.
I don't know. I don't like his contract
Any
enough
team would
to
love
have him
that.
on the Packers.
No, fuck no. If we signed him, like, if after the Texans didn't want to sign him for big money anymore, and he took a less contract up, okay, why not?
Yeah, we don't really have great.
Imagine him coming off the left side of playing the left and having Zadarius come off the right.
Kenny Clark, Zadarius, Preston, and
Kenny Clark coming up the middle.
That'd be scary. That'd be a scary deal.
That would be scary.
But yeah, I think our offense is gonna be just fine even if Jones is out. Obviously Lazard's still out, so our receiving game's a little bit, I mean, we have Devontae back though, so I think
it's always been sketch.
This is gonna be a learning game for our offense. Just seeing, bringing everyone back pretty much. Hopefully Jones is there and just kind of culminating everything.
I feel just like I said about Henry Ruggs. I can see Devontae having 150 this game and a pair of touchdowns.
I hope so. That'd be sick.
That would be nice.
I think Scantling's gonna get a couple of burners out there with Devontae eating up that wide. One.
And I feel like St. Brown has a chance to prove himself now.
He looks like shit.
But you gotta remember, he's coming off I'm pretty sure he's out the entire season.
I think this was like his first time playing in a year, and he's young. He hasn't played much.
He's got big potential.
He doesn't have that experience.
Yeah.
I think we should probably move on from the Packers, so it's not an hour and a half. Let's talk about the Packers.
Yeah. We talked about their defense and their offense. Yeah, so Packers, we're picking them to win this week. I think that's going to be a video. We're just going to cut up that right there. Next. Do we want to predict our passing, our rushing, and receiving leaders for week 7?
That's what I was going to say, yeah. Okay, let me pull up.
Okay, so we're going to go over who we think our top quarterback is and passing. Are we going to do yards or just combined yards and touchdowns, or?
I know.
I think we do.
I don't know how many exact yards, but I know who my players are for the week.
Let's do yards, and we'll do touch.
Yeah.
Well, let's just do a leader.
I think we just do yards.
So if we're talking leaders,
who do you got for quarterback? Who are we saying? Who?
So for my quarterback,
week 7. This is.
I have Justin Herbert.
No.
I feel like he is dominating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Throws for 5 touchdowns for a lot of yards against that Jacksonville defense.
I think I have either Rodgers or Derek Carr. I have Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns and 375 yards, or Derek Carr throwing 3-4 touchdowns for 300+ yards. Or I feel this is actually a better Josh Allen.
Yeah. But if it's a blowout, they're not going to play him at the end.
Play him for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Rodgers threw 6 touchdowns in the first half one game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are we picking 2 or 1?
That.
Should we do 2? Connor picked 2.
I picked 3.
I'm just picking. I'm sticking with Justin Herbert. 370 yards. Big win against Jacksonville.
I'll go with my number 1 pick and then my sleeper pick. Okay.
Okay.
My number 1 pick is Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go for a lot of yards against that Houston secondary. Even though Lazard is still out, I think he's going to get it done for sure. Tanyan, we didn't even talk about Tanyan. Tanyan's going to have a game. Or Tunyon. I don't know if you guys knew. No, but
Tunyon.
Yeah.
It rhymes with Funyon.
So I think Tunyon's going to get at least a touchdown. Devontae, I hope, repair. Scantling probably 1. Maybe 1 to a running back. Who knows? And then my sleeper pick, I'm going with Matt Ryan against the Lions. I'm pretty sure Julio and Calvin Ridley are both good to go. So that offense is pretty scary when he's in. So yeah, but
I like your picks.
number one is Rodgers sleepers.
I think mine's a
Alright.
bigger sleeper pick with Justin Herbert though.
That's your your sleeper is your main pick.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with Justin Herbert. I believe in
Alright.
this man.
My sleeper is Derek Carr.
Then your main is Rodgers, like me.
All right,
Rushing.
rushing.
Who do we think is going to lead this week in rushing yards? Again, I'll go with
Ezekiel
my main.
Elliott
Ooh.
bounces back against the Washington football
against
team.
that front seven, though.
Yikes.
He's getting it done. They're gonna feed Zeke. That's their guy. He's gonna bounce back.
That front seven, though.
Don't care.
I completely
Zeke
disagree. I think Mike McCarthy in that passing offense is going nowhere near Zeke, even though like everyone wants them to. I don't think Zeke's gonna do very well.
I think after
especially
last
with that
week,
front
after
eight.
fumbling the ball twice, I don't think Mike McCarthy trusts him enough.
Yeah.
He's gonna get fed.
He
Ezekiel
tried
Elliott.
feeding. He
He
tried
could get
feeding him
fed,
last
but he's
week.
still gonna get stopped at that front seven.
Yeah.
Nah, I believe in Zeke.
My main pick, Ian Drake.
You cut out.
My sleeper pick.
What'd you say
Wait,
for
who's your
main?
main
My main pick is Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake. Okay.
Okay, Kenyon Drake.
My sleeper pick is Kareem Hunt.
Oh, all right. That's a nice one.
All right. This is tough. My main pick, I think I'm gonna have to go with. Alvin Kamara. I think
Well,
he is their entire offense right now with their two wide receivers out. And Emmanuel
That's
Sanders
my
on the
second.
COVID reserve, and Michael Thomas is just out. Apparently, I did not know that before today, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Alvin Kamara. And if we're combining rushing and passing yards, as a running back,
Yeah,
he's gonna get the
all-purpose
most
yards.
yards. Yeah, my sleeper. Yikes. Jeez, there's some tough matchups this week. I'll go with Kenyon Drake. I think Kenyon Drake could take it too. I hope he does because he's on my fantasy team. So, yeah, we'll go Kenyon Drake.
I guess if we're talking sleepers, I'll go with DeAndre Swift, Detroit Lions against that banged up Falcons defense. And I think Zeke's gonna rush for 140 yards.
I think that.
I think he'll fumble the ball once.
Ooh, that counts against him too. We're counting that against him. I think Kamara is gonna go for probably like 60 to 70 rushing yards and probably 100 passing yards. I really could see him.
Oh, so you're
Are we
all
going for
purpose.
combined?
Yeah, do we not just say that we're going for all purpose?
Oh yeah. Okay. I still think Zeke's gonna be a number one
Yeah,
guy.
if you don't want to talk about like his passing
think-
yards, you don't have to because he's not known for it.
No, I think. What is it? I think Kenyon Drake will for 150 and a pair of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just like I think, or if he doesn't, I think Kareem Hunt will get 120 at least one.
I can see
That defense is okay for Bengals, but it's like
Yeah,
he's quite decent,
yeah,
and they do good when they run the ball. So I think after getting picked on by the Steelers, they will realize they need to run it.
Yeah, that works for them too.
Alright.
The running game works for the Browns. They do a lot better.
Okay,
with the run ball.
Yes, because Baker's
Receiving
not their guy.
No, Baker needs to go.
But that's the conversation for another time.
Yeah, we'll
So
talk
for
about Baker later.
receiving leaders, my receiving leader, I am going with DK Metcalf.
Ooh.
Russell's gonna cook against this Cardinals defense. DK
Let's
Metcalf
fucking
getting 100
Tennessee
plus
beat him.
yards with a touchdown. DK Metcalf.
I will counter that, and I think Henry Ruggs. I think my main pick is Devontae Adams, the 150 and at least one TD. My sleeper pick is Henry Ruggs, with the same. I think him and Adams will be the top two this week.
Okay. Yeah, Devontae is gonna be my sleep. Well, he's not really a sleeper, but he's gonna be my second option. My first is gonna be Tyreek Hill against that Broncos team. I don't think
That's who I thought.
I think
But I think they have too many weapons.
they have a lot of weapons, but you got to look at it as the Broncos have good defense, but a lot of it comes from their front seven. They actually have a surprisingly good front seven. They have a good secondary too. Don't get me wrong, but
Without Von Miller, they have a very good front seven still.
yeah, right. But
Because
they don't
Von's out
have
for
great
this
inside
season.
linebackers. Anyway, I think Tyreek Hill is gonna have a great game this week. I think he's just gonna put on some burners, go for it. You know, I don't know. Actually, yeah, he's gonna be my main. I'm predicting 150 yards, somewhere around that. Maybe a couple touchdowns. There's a lot of good matchups this week though on defense for defenses against offenses. So I don't think there's gonna be too many crazy standout wide receivers. And then Devontae obviously could very well go for the same thing. So he's my sleeper, but he's kind of both of them are kind of my one pick. So Devontae and Tyreek Hill.
Okay, if I'm
There
going
is
for
an
a sleeper, I'm picking Kenny Galladay against that banged up Falcons secondary.
Well, that's a good one. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's good. I think the only reason that I don't see Tyreek going for it, I think they have too many weapons offensively to just focus on Tyreek. Because they have Hardman out there who's almost equally as fast as Tyreek. I think they'll go deep bombs for both of them. But then I think Sammy Watkins will also. Is he still in? You're injured.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea about Sammy Watkins.
So if he's playing, I think he will also. I think he'll get. I think they'll spread it out between the four main receivers. Receiver and tight end. Travis Kelce still being there. I also think Clyde will also do decent.
Yeah, I also think that.
I don't see
I
don't
the
see
Packers
them.
can do that, though.
Not going with him.
So talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire and the Kansas City Chiefs, how do you think Le'Veon Bell is going to fit into that system? First game with the Chiefs.
Oh, I forgot he's there.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll focus on him this game at all. I think because of that front seven, they'll try to just outpass the game. They'll just throw the ball the entire game.
But it's not a great front seven. Like, they could still do damage with that running game. They just have a
It's
good
not
overall defense.
It's not a great front seven. It's a good front seven enough to. You could see them stopping the run very well.
The thing is, though, when you're passing the ball so well, they're going to start easing up for the pass, and then you hit them with the run. You get 5 easy yards.
I think they'll use Le'Veon like that. I think they'll use Le'Veon for more. Like, they'll try to get a big play out of him. I think they'll still go with Helaire as their number one option.
I also think that.
Yeah, I think Le'Veon Bell for the Chiefs is just a glorified backup, if I'm being honest. It was like he has to work.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be more like the Browns situation.
Two great running backs, and they're both doing well. Like,
where they have two very good running backs. I just don't think he'll perform week one with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I think taking Helaire round one means they want him to be the running back of the future, and I think Le'Veon Bell being the vet that he is, I think this is going to be a Rodgers to Love kind of situation where Le'Veon could very well just be this coach that comes in and teaches Helaire a lot. I mean, he's still going to get some yards, you know. They're not just going to bring in a running back just to have him teach another running back. But I could very well see it be more of a learning experience for Helaire than having this dual threat like the Browns.
I think Hilaire's going to get more touches for most of the year. I think Bell's going to just be in there he's going to get like 10 touches a game just to give Helaire some more breaks.
Yeah.
I do feel like Hilaire's touches are going to go down to like that 20 touches a game range.
I don't think he'll go to 20 touches. I think he'll go 15, and I think they'll use Le'Veon for anywhere from 5 to 10. I don't see them running the ball more than 20 times this game. 20 to 25.
For this game, I can see him running more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a divisional game, I think they can.
I can see it, but I don't think. I think they'll just try to outpass them, which they very easily can do.
Yeah. But they could very well do that. But yeah, I think Le'Veon Bell going to the Chiefs. Yeah, I think we're good on that.
Yeah. So, do you guys think that Baker is the problem in Cleveland? Because I feel like he is.
Man,
I feel they should give it another year and have him and test him out more. I don't see him being the reason that they aren't winning games. I think he needs to improve in certain things, like when he's under pressure, he needs to be better. When they're seeing the front sevens that they have to in the Ravens and in the Steelers, or not the front sevens, but the defense. When we're racing 2 top 5 defenses, it's kind of difficult for a young quarterback to do well.
I think you break it down into 3 parts. I think you go in these 3 situations. Okay, the Browns missed the playoffs. I think Baker's gone, because if the Browns miss the playoffs, it's most likely going to be Baker's fault. I think their defense is fine. It's definitely going to be Baker that just flops on offense if they somehow miss the playoffs, even though they have 2 very good teams in their division. So I think if the Browns miss the playoffs, Baker's gone. I think if they make the playoffs but they lose the first game, I think it's still up in the air. I think he should probably stay for another year, but I could very well see him going, and it might be the better option for them. And I think if they win a playoff game or more, that Baker should stay. And I think that he would have to pick something up during the season. But I don't
Here's
think
my thing with the Browns. I feel like they're trying to emphasize Baker too much when their offense should be based around the run game. They
shouldn't have Baker throw the ball as much.
Yeah. I feel like they're relying on Baker too much when he's just a glorified average quarterback. He's nothing more than that, in my opinion. And so when he's just chucking the ball all these times, I feel like he's going to make mistakes. And I don't think he should make those mistakes against when he has great receivers and Juice and Odell.
Yeah. When you're playing good defenses, I don't think you being the Browns coach, I don't think you should try to rely on Baker. And you should figure that out by now. Baker cannot carry you to a win.
They need
not every
Jimmy
week.
Garoppolo.
He is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, they need that kind of offense.
He is Jimmy.
Yeah, Baker's just a glorified Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a great analogy. If you ever said that.
Well, no, Caleb. They just need to run San Francisco's offense.
Yeah, they don't have that solid tight end, but their wide receivers could act like one. You know, they could be the George Kittle. But yeah, I think I don't think they have.
I think they just need to focus Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. They have 2 top 15 running backs.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't have a top 15 quarterback.
No.
You have 2 top 15 running backs. And for the little that you do pass, you have 3 good threats in Juice, Odell, and Amari. I mean, Cooper isn't bad. He's not a bad tight end.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He's out.
They also have
out for this game, but
who was out for the
season. He's
not
a bad tight end, but
yeah, I think
I don't know. I see Baker staying for at least 1 more year, and if the coach can't figure out a plan to have Baker, they aren't getting a quarterback they aren't getting a good quarterback like Holmes or Rodgers where he can throw the ball deep if you want to keep those weapons. They don't have the money for that. Unless you want to sacrifice it for a shit defense.
And you got to look at who the coach is though. It's Kevin Stefanski, who just was the offensive coordinator for Minnesota. And think about the season that Minnesota had last year. They had a good season, but they also had a very balanced offense, I feel. They ran a lot with Cook while he was in. They also threw the ball a lot. I think
they have a very similar team to Minnesota's last season. 2 very good receivers.
Yep.
And a good number 1 running back. The only thing about the Browns is they have a better second option for running back.
Yeah.
And they have, I feel, at least their backup receiver is better than. 2 receivers are better than the 2 receivers there together, at least.
Well, but I feel this kind of leads more towards the getting rid of Baker then, because if they have a similar offense to
he's not running it like they did Minnesota.
But they put a lot of trust in Kirk to throw the ball.
Are you
That's what
saying
they're doing
Kirk?
right now.
Would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield? I feel they're the same.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like they're
really?
the same too.
I feel they had a better running back in Delvin Cook, where they could focus on one running back. I feel Kevin Stefanski is stuck in the fact that he has a second running back that he doesn't know what to do with.
Well, here's what I would argue then is if Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield are the same, wouldn't you rather have Baker Mayfield because he's younger and has more room to improve?
I don't care who's in there. They have the same skill set. I would rather have Baker, yes, because you can teach him new things. You cannot teach Kirk Cousins at this point in his career something else. Also, Baker doesn't need that big contract from the team. No. He can stay for cheaper because he has all of his brand deals.
So are we
brand deal does Kirk
Baker staying now?
I would take Baker with a heartbeat.
If we're comparing him to Kirk Cousins.
Cousins he's the exact same thing. Him, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Baker Mayfield, in my eyes, are the same thing. They're game managers. They aren't the guy that's going to make that deep. They aren't going to make the comeback victory because of them.
So that is actually a really good analogy that we kind of just came up with right there, is that the Vikings offense of last season and the Browns offense of this season are very similar. Well, I think you could say the Vikings offense and the Browns offense are very similar to this year, except the Vikings just aren't producing because Kirk Cousins is just not doing very well.
No, I don't think this season they're at all the same.
I think they're
because
very
you look
similar.
At their offense. Oh, you have one. They have a way worse O line. They have one. I guess now.
Who has a worse O-line?
I wasn't thinking Justin Jefferson. What?
I think they both have similarly bad O lines. I think they both have similar receiving cores. I think they both have similar running backs.
The Browns have a very decent O line. They have I'd say an above average O line.
But
the reason that their stats look worse is look at the defense that they have to play twice a year.
Fair.
You're playing.
But the Vikings have to play the Bears twice a year,
and the Packers.
But you have to play
pass rush.
Who last year?
I see that, but I'm saying look at the bad teams that they played, and look how they did. I don't know. I think Dalvin Cook is a better running back than Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and I feel he's more of a Barry Sanders where he can make his own play. And I feel Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are more like Emmitt Smith, where with a good O-line, they're very good. They look better than they are.
All right.
I'm saying that they're bad quarterbacks. They're very.
As we reach the hour point of the show, I want you guys to say 3 bets that you have for fantasy, 3 people who you think are going to do great, and then 3 flops for fantasy.
Okay, let me look.
So
go
3
to fantasy
great.
right now.
So our starts versus our sits.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, my first start, Justin Herbert.
You're big on. Can I just say real quick? During the beginning of the season, I know me and Connor were talking about. We were discussing the draft, and someone said that Oregon picking Justin Herbert at 6 was a bad idea.
Okay, we don't need to go into
that. No, that was you. That was 100% you. Blake goes, dude, that's horrible. Justin Herbert's trash.
Okay,
Justin Herbert's going to be one of the best, probably the best quarterback this year out of the rookies.
Okay, I was just upset that he beat my Wisconsin Badgers in the Rose Bowl. Okay, I was still a little salty. Okay, but I'm over that now.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So that's my first start, Caleb.
My first start. Let's look at the matchups real quick. I'm going to do this in a quarterback, running back, receiver kind of fashion.
Okay, I like that. I'll do that too. I'll do that too.
So let me go look at the matchups real quick. Again, this season for this week for the pick'ems, and I'm going to go over who I think has the best chance. Honestly, for my start for quarterback, I'm going Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just going to get it.
I know. For me, I think it's Josh Allen. I think you need to start Josh Allen because you can't. Betting for the Jets.
Yeah, that is a horrible defense. That's a good start too.
For my receiver, I'm going with Julio Jones against a bad Detroit Lions secondary.
Okay.
That's my start.
Mine's Devontae Adams against one of, if not the worst, pass defense in the league.
I guess I gotta switch it up then from Devontae because I don't want to be the same. So let's throw. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. Okay. All right, I like this. We're gonna go with.
Or no, it might. If not Devontae, Keenan Allen.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Complimenting my boy Justin Herbert.
I just Keenan Allen carried me in my wide receivers for last year for fantasy.
I'm leaning.
It's a very good late pick.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is a big sleeper pick in fantasy. I think that I was leaning towards Robbie Anderson a little bit, but I think that Saints defense is kind of good, so I'm going to switch it up. I'm going DeAndre Did you say DeAndre Hopkins? Blake?
Oh, he said...
No, I said Julio.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins against that Seattle defense.
All right.
Yeah,
then our running backs.
Running backs?
Starts for running backs.
I think you have to start Ezekiel Elliott.
I knew it.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
No, I don't think that front seven is good.
Okay.
Who's your running back?
Connor, do you want to go or me?
I'm looking. No, you go first. I'm still looking.
Ooh. Okay. I am going to go with... Yikes, this is a tough one. Okay, no, you go.
Right.
You go.
Got Kenyon Drake.
Okay, Kenyon Drake. That's fair. You were big on him before.
That a very bad front seven from Seattle will be their downfall in this game.
So
that's the reason I see them. Yeah.
I'm gonna go over a couple real quick picks, starters, just since this is our last one for the stardoms. I obviously in the pick'ems or in the receiving leader, I said that, or for the running back leader this week, I said that Alvin Kamara is going to lead. So he's going to lead, but I think that's going to be overall yards. But if we're looking at rushing yards, I'm going to either have to.
Well, no, we're just talking running backs.
Just running backs.
Yeah, just fantasy running backs.
Okay, then I'd have to say.
Just fantasy.
I'm going to have to say Alvin Kamara again, but I also could see Todd Gurley against the Lions defense
that's who I was going to say.
Doing good. Or I could see Kareem Hunt against the Bengals defense performing well.
Yeah,
but I'm going to stick with Kamara.
All right.
Those were the two that I was going to say otherwise.
So those are our stardoms. These are going to be our situms.
For my situm running back, I'm having Adrian Peterson. I think just for the fact that DeAndre Swift is going to take a bigger role in that Lions offense.
Okay, that's a good one. Connor, do you want to go?
Let me look.
Because I think there's two big
go.
ones. There's two big ones here that we're gonna say. So I think I'm gonna go with.
I think
Jacobs.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh,
I think Ezekiel Elliott wasted him this week.
Okay.
I think he will have another bad week in a row, and I feel he will not do. I don't think he'll do good against that front seven.
I have an equally bad, or an equally, equally face challenge running backs against good defenses this week. I don't know if that came out right, but Jesus, I cannot think today. Josh Jacobs against the Buccaneers defense is a tough matchup for him, and then Derrick Henry against the Steelers defense is a tough matchup for him. So,
I don't think you sit him.
No, they're both running back ones, but I don't know. I think you could sit one of them.
Yeah, it's because those are the two you have on fantasy.
Yeah, and I'm very worried about them. But if you have like three good running backs, I suggest sitting. I suggest starting two if they're not Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs, because those are both running back one guys, but they're gonna be stumped by these defenses, I feel.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could see them dropping like 9 to 10 points. Like they might get a touchdown and like 30 yards, or they might get 90 yards without a touchdown. That's what I'm feeling. So if you have good running backs, I wouldn't start one of these if you have good backups.
Okay, for your quarterback, sit him.
Sit-ems for quarterbacks. Blake, you already have one, I'm guessing.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Ooh, okay.
I like that. I like that, Blake.
I just feel like he struggles. He has no run offense. That Packers secondary.
See, that's the thing. I could see him running himself for 100 yards.
That is very true, but
always struggle
I can't
with
see much more than that.
Yeah, no, I don't see him burning us over the top with a ball.
Mm-mm.
That and or I don't see Tom Brady. Like I said earlier, I don't see him being very good this week.
Okay.
I think one of his receivers, probably Chris Godwin, will do good this week. But I don't think he will have a good game for a quarterback, at least for fantasy.
So my sit-em for quarterback is going to be Drew Brees, since both of his wide receiver his
fuck still has him in their league. First of all, he's done shit all year.
Drew Brees still.
I can see it, but I don't see many people. No one in our league is starting them.
Okay, but if you have a 10-man league, I mean, he's probably in the top 10, and I think people would have him on their league.
Yeah, people definitely have Drew Brees on their team.
Riley is starting Gardner Minshew over Drew Brees. When you were talking about this.
So my sit-em for receiver, Robert Woods. I feel like Chicago's defense is going to slow down his production, and he's going to struggle.
Sorry, I have the piss shivers.
Fuck. You want to go or me?
Oh, you go.
Okay, I'm going to suggest that you sit... Yikes, this is a tough one, actually. I was kind of confident in this.
No, DJ Moore. I think you said DJ Moore this week.
Okay. I am going to go with the... Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to go A.J. Brown against the Steelers' defense. I think that's a safe bet to sit him. Unless he's like the main receiver.
It's really weird. For fantasy, I have 4 wide receivers that anyone would start. Basically any. Unless you have very good, like 3 very good running backs and 2 very good receivers. Like I have Adams, Godwin, Metcalf, and Claypool. I have 4 starter receivers, and it's very weird.
I wouldn't start Claypool this week.
And
who's to sit him?
I'm sitting Claypool this week because I think Metcalf has a good. I think Metcalf will do good. I think Godwin will do good. I think Adams will have a fucking field day. The thing is, I have actually 5 starting caliber receivers in fantasy at least. I have Justin Jefferson now.
Jeez.
I got very good with the wide receivers. Also, I have 2 starting caliber tight ends. Darren Waller and Mark Andrews.
Okay.
So those are your stardom and sit-ems for the week. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. See you guys Wednesday, right?
Wednesday
yeah, we should have another one up on Wednesday. We will record that Tuesday night with our reactions to all the games, and then our picks for the Thursday night game.